Okay, so we're just gonna let this record and we're just gonna let it run, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. You about to drop a beat, son?
Okay.
Alright, who wants to take the intro?
Do we want to introduce ourselves?
Yeah, I'll start and we just go around. Hey, I'm Frank. I'm a pretty cool dude. Whoa.
We're still getting used to this 3-mic thing.
Yeah.
I'm Michael.
I'm Emma.
I'm Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
Hi, Frank.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Bobcast.
Bobcast. I'm sorry about the lack of a centerpiece. We're just trying to figure out what would be best, you know? We're thinking.
We'll figure it out eventually.
So,
who's seen some Baby Yoda memes this
seen
week?
all the memes.
I've seen memes. I haven't seen
All
the
of
show,
them?
though.
What were you saying about Disney literally taking down Baby Yoda memes?
I didn't say that.
I said that.
Oh, you said that.
I said that.
Talk about it.
Okay. Well, the site called Giphy, you know, where you get all your meme GIFs or whatever. All the ones that featured like Baby Yoda, Disney took them down for copyright infringement. The owner of Giphy actually told everyone this. I just don't get it. I mean, like, if Disney really wants, you know, like their image out there, you know, for their public image, you know, to not be stained after, you know, the whole hacking incident for Disney Plus, then why would you ruin it further by just removing all the Baby Yodas?
Yeah. What do you guys
We
think
need
about
our Baby
that?
Yoda.
Disney's, as a company, Disney's kind of, they put out some half-decent stuff sometimes. But I give them like an average of like a 5. Like in total, their content is like a 5 average because they make some 10 stuff and then they make like Aladdin, and
Oh, that was a burn.
I wouldn't loop Aladdin in with like, I don't know.
A lot
The new
of people
Aladdin.
really liked
the
Aladdin.
new Aladdin, not the old one.
Yeah. Of course. Like we'll
No, like the new Aladdin.
Like,
A
yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
people loved it.
Or
a
like-
lot of people really did, and I'm surprised
Uh-huh.
about that.
I haven't seen
Or
it yet.
The Lion
sadly.
King.
Oh yeah.
Or the Lion
The
King.
live action.
Live action Lion King, yeah.
That
a good
that
show.
was like Animal Planet with music, like that was a
With
movie.
Donald Glover and
Yeah,
Beyonce.
and Beyonce.
and Seth Rogen as Pumbaa, which
Seth Rogen is one of those people that like I can enjoy sometimes, but I have to be in the right state of mind.
everything he does is beautiful.
Is it?
No, it's not.
Is it really?
He makes ashtrays now. Ashtrays.
That's crazy.
Ashtrays. He does.
Why though? What's
Because
Kind of fit the persona.
what's
he
the
wants
market
to-
he's trying to appeal to there?
for himself. He makes
well,
them for
I just
himself.
answered my question in my head. Yeah.
Yeah, but like Baby Yoda, I think is a pretty solid meme in itself.
Mhm.
And I mean, it's excessive for Disney to take it down. Just
They're
a little
back
bit.
up though.
Yeah, of like people aren't going to stop making them. It's
no.
just why would you take down memes when they're literally pushing forward your content
Oh,
and
yeah.
publicizing them? So, but I thought Mandalorian was really, really fun, and it's nice. It's kind of like Rogue One was in a way, where you get a sense of the Star Wars narrative and the themes and the planets or universe. But it's not the original storyline, so they have a little liberty to go and do something different, where people aren't upset that it's not like the originals.
All right. I don't have Disney Plus, so I wouldn't know.
I had the free trial.
I like the Mandalorians in general. I think they're kind of a cool little planet, and I guess I don't know if they're a species or a race or not, but they're kind of like their own
I think
thing.
they are a race.
They're
a
like an
culture or a tribe or
ethnicity.
something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, I really like kind of that background lore. Even though like the characters they showed in the movies weren't that great, but in some of the other stuff, like the other Disney shows, like Star Wars Clone Wars, which is easily one of my favorite like animated shows, which
Solid
is why I might come back to Disney Plus.
It's on
solely
there.
for that when it comes back, because they're doing the new season.
Cool.
I heard about that revamp,
And
yeah.
the whole Mandalorian arc was really interesting. The characters are interesting, and the style that they have, like their clothing styles and stuff.
I saw concept art from the episode that came out last Friday, and there's other Mandalorians now, so
Yes.
they're tying them in. I have faith in Jon Favreau to pull through, to
Happy?
do well.
John Favreau's leading this?
He wrote it, yeah.
Happy?
Yeah, happy, yeah.
No.
Well, speaking of futuristic stuff, what do we think about the Tesla truck? And they have an ATV too.
Yeah.
So they didn't release any details about the ATV. They were kind of just like, here's this thing, it can charge in the bed, and then they like drove it up there. It looks really cool, but like I don't know.
Will they make a Tesla jet ski?
Oh, that would be a move.
That would be a move.
I've
That'd be a
always
very
wanted
big
a
move.
jet ski.
My biggest thing about the Tesla truck is that there's no rear view mirrors. If you look at the truck,
Why?
there's no rear view mirrors.
Oh.
Is that purposeful or is that
So,
like concept art?
I don't
They have cameras.
So in the test drive, people were commenting on how the rear view mirror, like within the cabin, is actually just a screen showing the backup camera. So I have a feeling that eventually they might do the same thing and put it in like on that display in the middle. Have y'all seen like the inside of the truck? Because I think it's really interesting. Have you
No.
seen
Is
it?
it similar to the other Teslas?
No,
or-
it's like really different. So
I mean,
have you
pretty
seen
much
it?
all I've seen are the memes.
Memes are great.
Yeah, they're so good.
Go watch memes, guys. Memes are really
we
good.
love all the memes,
Some good digital
all
content.
the memes.
We're big on the dank here.
But like the
Big on the day.
the interior, like the interior is just 2 benches in the front. So like 3-seater, and the dashboard is like this weird faux like granite countertop type thing, and then there's just the screen. So it's literally like a blank slate that looks like a countertop, and then the screen.
Is there a steering wheel?
Yeah, it's like the the
Oh.
roadster steering wheel, like the yoke type thing. That's what
Like-
it is.
oh.
So it's not like a full steering wheel. It's like the half one. You know what I'm talking
Like the
about?
plain ones?
Yes, yeah, exactly like that.
Okay.
Mhm.
So it feels like you're
Why?
driving a plane.
Yeah,
Except just more dangerous.
more dangerous.
Yeah.
You know.
What do we think of like the design of it though? Because that's like the biggest thing people are
It's
talking about.
interesting for sure.
To me, it looks like something that I would have drawn when I was like 7.
Describe it to me because I have not seen it.
I can just show you a picture of it. Like,
Oh yeah,
Okay.
you can.
I mean, it looks almost pixelated. I think that's what the big joke is.
yeah, it
is
looks
that
like a low-res render
Yeah.
of something else.
Yeah, it looks like it's something like something
up
from like the
Elon.
original GTA.
Like
Yeah.
someone sent him a picture that was really low res, and he was like,
Right
"This
there.
is really what they want to do." Oh, wait. Okay.
Yeah. So here, let me find.
That's not what I was.
Yeah. So here's a video of it pulling an F-150, which I think is very impressive. But
Where's the bed though?
so the bed is actually really cool. So the bed, I just got really loud there. The bed, the bed. Make a meme, guys. The bed. So the bed is like, there's this button that you can press on the inside of it, and it's like on a track, and it can cover it and then release
Oh.
at the same time, and it goes down and then comes right back up. It's really cool. I like it. Like the way that they're doing it makes sense because like, I don't know if anyone watches Marquez Brownlee or anyone here, like the way that he described it was like, if you're trying to break into an already solidified market with like like every truck looks like an F-150 and most people drive an F-150, then if you're going to make like a Tesla truck that looks like an F-150 that's electric and slap a Tesla logo on it, it's not going to sell. So I think like the design is really key.
Who's it for? Like
That's a very good question.
like
As media students and consumers, we are always required to ask, who is this for?
Yeah.
like,
Who is consuming
like
this?
Certainly not me.
the
Like, I don't
average
need
truck
to-
owner. Like the average truck owner is not going to be looking for a car that looks like that. If we're being honest here, like
In a way, it like some of the elements of it remind me of a DeLorean.
Yeah.
Which is I think is pretty cool. Also, I watched a documentary recently that's about Back to the Future and the like how it has changed an entire generation of people, and it's still affecting people. Like, there are people that for a living like have refurbished DeLoreans and take them around the country, and they like prize themselves on making it look exactly like the movie version. It's pretty cool.
and movies too. Like the effects in that movie were probably one of the most, besides like maybe Jurassic Park, were some of the most influential in terms of moving forward and where we are now.
Very ahead of their time,
Yeah.
for sure. Next thing we were thinking about talking about was BoJack.
Indeed.
You
know-
two are the only ones that have seen the new season, right?
Yeah, we never seen it.
Okay.
I've
Well,
seen
let's
like the first ever 2
let's
episodes.
talk briefly. But
Okay.
like, I highly recommend watching it. And I know that like most people's complaints are like first couple episodes write it off. But like once you get invested in the characters, it's like the payoff is great. Especially with how they wrapped it off, because we were talking about that earlier. But like
Yeah.
how they end it at that halfway point is so good.
Yeah, they put it on a very. I'm still not sure why exactly they did the two-part season.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if they wanted to judge viewer acceptance of what's going on in the first episodes, they can do some changes, or if they weren't finished. But the way they left it off was on a very interesting note for the season. And I forgot that it was a 2-part season because I was expecting the season to end there, because they usually do that on a very heavy cliffhanger. But if you're trying to get into the show, definitely watch through the first season. They have a couple good parts into it, but until you get to like halfway through the first season is when it really starts picking up. You really start kind of caring about Bojack, even if he's kind of a terrible person.
Encouraging.
He's a problem
Yeah, he's
for a lot of
terrible horse. And the fifth season, to avoid spoilers, is a lot about things that he's done in the past catching up to him and really actually affecting everyone around him. And he's trying to get better, but you can see all of the stuff he's done really affecting everyone around him, and that's probably going to hurt him the most.
And in season 6, like, people are becoming aware of it now.
Yeah.
And it's like directly affecting them, and it's really eye-opening to watch that, especially with Hollyhock. Like, I was so sad.
Yeah,
Like,
you guys don't know
no.
who Hollyhock is, but she's a pretty important character. But we won't talk any more about Hollyhock.
That's really encouraging, though, about the first season, because I'm only about 2 or 3 episodes in, and I was like, wow, this is so depressing. I'm going to have a certain time and mood to watch this.
Oh, no. Like, it gets funny. Like, I think Todd is, like, probably one of my favorite animated characters of all time. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
I never watched the show, but I do kind of like Todd, because I've watched like compilations of like funny moments from BoJack Horseman, and Todd is definitely one of my favorite characters. Fun, and he's like one of the first asexual characters I've ever known from TV.
That's actually a really good question. Has anyone else, like, narratively, like, just made an asexual character?
Didn't Big Mouth do that in the most recent season?
Did they? I think
I
they
don't
did.
remember.
No, they didn't.
The one girl was Pan, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was pansexual,
Yeah.
and that was so for middle schoolers. What?
Yeah, then he makes like the asexual dating app, and then there's that like, and then BoJack meets the girl at the Cinnabon or whatever, the Cinnabunny, and he's like, "Hey, I got an app for you." Sorry, spoilers.
Oh yeah,
But-
in the 6th season, yeah.
yeah.
Which I thought
Pays
was weird
off.
because she didn't actually say anything about being ace, from what I remember. She just Bojack was kind of just like.
Well, didn't she say something? No, because that guy was like breaking up with her, and he was like, "Is this a Jesus thing?" And then she was like, "If this conversation needs to end, then yes, it's a Jesus thing." And then he left, and then BoJack was like, "I've got an app for you," and it turned out to be an asexual dating app, which I thought was really weird. But
Yeah, Todd's character arcs when he's sitting on Bojack's couch to joining the improv group to owning an own business that was later taken over by a sex robot.
What time is it now?
We're about 15 minutes in.
That's
We're
fine.
doing pretty
Yeah.
good.
We're doing good.
But Todd's antics kind of keep the show on a lighter note generally.
Yeah.
That's pretty good though as well, that there's like there are ace characters that are being represented, and even if it's just in cartoons.
Yeah, and I really respect that, because I'm not sure if any of you know, but I identify as asexual. So seeing someone like Todd on Netflix, like, or really in any kind of media like that, that's kind of encouraging for me.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is very good. Yeah.
Thank you to the people that create that for actually yeah.
Because I appreciate that Todd is also not just asexual as his character. He's a character that happens to be asexual.
Right, that's not his like driving thing. Yeah.
They just kind of introduced it, and then they kind of had it as kind of like a side thing going on with him, because that's just who he is as a person. Bojack is an alcoholic, but that defines him. Him being asexual does not define Todd. I guess it's just part of his character, which I think is good, because it doesn't feel like they're pandering or anything like that, which is a problem I think a lot of times when they're trying to do that. And I think they did it really well in Bojack, and I credit the writers for that.
So
things to be thankful for people that actually make characters that are characters.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And don't just have one characteristic that defines them.
So kind of getting back to what we were talking about at the beginning with like BoJack splitting into halves now. Like now I think it's really interesting to see how streaming services and just like studios in general are kind of going away from the dump of content, like full season at once, because like BoJack's doing it, Rick and Morty's doing it, Disney's doing it with The Mandalorian, releasing everything weekly, like how regular TV works. And aren't they doing that with other shows too? Like once all the MCU stuff starts up?
They're kind of starting to do that again, because I think it increases engagement, because people are coming back to watch it. And I mean, for Netflix, I think it's either here nor there, honestly. Sometimes I prefer watching them all at once, but sometimes I'll just wait until they are all already out. Because going back weekly, especially, what I think they really want is you go in with your free week subscription or whatever, and you binge it that week. But at this point, you either have to create X amount of new emails,
or you wait until they're all out and then make your free trial.
Yeah.
Or you just pay.
Or you pay for it, which is what they want.
Or just do what they want you to do with that.
Yeah.
I think it also has to do with creators, though. I listened to this podcast with the Duffer Brothers in it, and they were talking about how difficult it is with viewers who kind of expect a brand new season of Stranger Things or whatever they're working on every year, and to go through production and then edit and have everything ready to present in 1 year for an entire show is really difficult, especially like even with Netflix's funding. It's still so hard to get an entire season out in a year. Like a season is so much harder I think to make than an entire movie because it's so much more content. But that's not saying that a movie is not hard to make, because it is. It's very difficult.
Well, I guess it kind of depends on the TV show you're talking about. Because if it's like a sitcom, then yes, it's easier to do it every year. But if it's like something like that's very visual effects heavy, like Stranger Things, or say a show that's already up the air,
Like Game of Thrones,
I
or
was about to say Game of Thrones,
Or like any Marvel series.
Yeah, it's gonna probably take a bit longer, or else like you're gonna have to sacrifice like the amount of content that you're gonna put out,
Or quality.
Exactly.
So you gotta wait for it to come out rather than rushing it, because we found out how bad rush things can be.
Sonic.
Yeah, but they fixed that.
They fixed him though. He looks so much better.
Speaking of fast hedgehogs, Sonic's trailer came out recently.
Talk about how just everything is so much better.
Yeah.
Everything. Good God.
Even Jim Carrey's better in the
I don't buy Jim Carrey as Eggman. It's so strange to me.
Yeah, he doesn't really fit the character. Like he's like this. Eggman's kind of this big rotund dude with like.
And then there's just Jim Carrey.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's like this skinny little Billy boy, and he's like doesn't really.
Well, if you're going by the Sonic Boom character design, then Jim Carrey is more like Eggman.
Michael's got the Sonic facts.
I haven't been paying attention. I need to pay more attention to Sonic.
To be fair, I don't know who else could
You don't
play
have to.
Eggman. Like I don't know, like out of actors I can think of. You could throw like Joaquin Phoenix in there, have him play Eggman.
I think he was busy at the time.
Yeah,
Just
maybe.
a little.
Just
Now, one thing I will say, I think that like the clips that we've seen in the trailer of Jim Carrey haven't like done him justice as the character. Because like I remember in the re-release, isn't there just that one weird scene where he's like talking to his sidekick or whatever? I just remember that part being like very awkward, and I was like, you could have found something better to use.
Jim Carrey is hit or miss. I
Yeah.
think I really love him as an actor and a comedian, but after a while, he kind of gets old. I want to say, just his like
He's
persona.
like very loud.
Yeah.
And just like, this
and
is me.
even
I'm
when-
doing my thing.
And even when he's like more dramatic, it kind of varies. You can get like something like The Truman Show, or you can get something like Number 23, if you guys heard of it.
Or Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh, that's a good one.
Such a good movie.
Yeah. Number 23 is not.
I don't think I've seen Number 23.
Good.
Damn. Okay. All right.
Okay.
You heard it here first, folks.
So something we kind of discussed talking about before the podcast was whether we think that Christmas should come before Thanksgiving.
Oh, this is easy. This is easy.
Can we just go around and say yes or no?
I think Thanksgiving is an interesting time of year. I think it's a good time to get together with family, which is all like that's really all I really get out of that. But in terms of like if it should come before Christmas, yeah, Christmas needs to wait its turn. It'll get its time to shine. Not everyone celebrates Christmas. Not everyone celebrates Thanksgiving. But Christmas can wait its turn. It can be patient.
It's very true.
I definitely agree. I mean, like, wait until Black Friday, please, to like buy
least.
your presents or something. It's just I understand, like, at Thanksgiving, a lot of families, while they're together, will like put up their Christmas tree or try to prepare because they don't think they'll be together again until Christmas. But you should maybe let it have its time. And I definitely agree. Thanksgiving, I feel like finally, especially our generation, has moved away from celebrating the Pilgrims and the Native Americans and that entire like rhetoric. We just kind of are like, that's not what this is about.
It's just a time to
anymore.
get together.
It's
Like,
a time
yeah.
of togetherness and being thankful for what we do have. And
Yeah. You know how the Pilgrims came to America to escape religious persecution?
Mm-hmm.
They escaped the religious persecution that was befalling on them was that the Pilgrims couldn't discriminate against other people in England, so they had to go all the way to America for that. Yeah.
We're good at this kind of thing here in America.
definitely.
Yeah, but I do think that we do just need just time between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Like we need time between our Puritan holiday and our pagan holiday.
It's like we have like
Some people want to start the Puritan holiday like right after the pagan one is done. Halloween and Christmas, just in case you can't follow along. But like, yeah, Christmas, like in my family, like as soon like Thanksgiving happens and then Black Friday, like you said, and then Christmas starts. And then we let it go on for like just a little bit, like after New Year's, and then after that, it's like, all right, get it out of here. I'm done. Like,
Yeah.
pull the cord.
And this year, it's gonna be Thanksgiving, then Black Friday, then a Saturday, and then December starts.
Mm-hmm.
So you only have one day in between those two.
Yeah, we need time between holidays, like going from Halloween and then immediately having more holidays coming after that, celebrating Christmas immediately, and then Thanksgiving happens at some point between Halloween and Christmas time. There's no dates in between. It's just.
But
Halloween
think
and
about it,
Christmas
like
time.
how else is Hobby Lobby gonna make all their money? Because I remember being
How
in
are
there
they
in
still open?
September. I remember being in there in September, and I saw a Christmas tree, and I was like, no, sir, no, ma'am, no,
I
no
don't
Hobby
know how
Lobby.
they're open. Pikes and Hobby Lobby and any other tree store.
Yeah.
Home Depot has to make their extra money.
Hobby Lobby's got some cool stuff though. Like the moms love it.
They
I
make
do too.
money
I'm a
because
mom.
They're overpriced.
Frank is a mom.
I'm a mom.
If you didn't know, Frank is actually now a mom.
Mm-hmm.
So
just
make
had to
sure
let you guys
comment
know.
Congratulations to Frank on
He
his
is the mom
baby
to
girl.
the lovely camera that we are filming on.
It's my baby.
Are you gonna vaccinate it?
I'm not gonna comment on that this time.
Oh,
Just kidding.
Oh.
Good God, no! Don't
we have an
start that.
anti-vaxxer in our group. Not
It's
only is
flu
Frank a
season.
number of other things, he's an anti-vaxxer as well. Vaccinate your cameras.
Please,
people.
for the love of
Quote of the night.
vax your cameras, people.
That has been your monthly PSA to say screw you to all anti-vaxxers.
Like Jim Carrey.
This does not represent Georgia College's views on
It doesn't.
vaccination
It
in
does
any
not.
way.
I really, if it does not represent Georgia College's views on vaccination, I'm very sad for Georgia
I
College.
mean, seriously, though, we have a lot of really intelligent scientists here.
Let's not try and be anti-vaxxers here. This is Georgia College. Georgia's
Reason,
public
respect,
liberal arts
responsibility.
college. I don't know if that's still their thing, but that's what it was
It's
when I
our
started.
thing.
As a Bobcat. Rawr.
Roar.
RAR XD.
Yeah.
Well, we only have one more day of school tomorrow until Thanksgiving break.
I'm waking up and going home, y'all. Like I have
have
no
class.
class.
Yeah. Also, just throwing it out there, you high schoolers are spoiled. You get a whole week for Thanksgiving break.
We have
We
five-
get
five
three
days.
A teacher-
days.
Okay.
And a
like,
weekend.
I saw the empty parking lot by local high school on my way here. So yeah.
It's very upsetting. Like
I miss
a
it.
teacher from Baldwin High came into the store on Friday and was like, hey, how's it going, sir? And he was like, going good. Like my Thanksgiving break just started. And I was like, we still have 2 more days, because I thought he was a professor. And he was like, I teach at high school. Like I'm going home and I'm not leaving. I was like,
I guess teaching
I
high
would
school
love to
has
be
its
you.
advantages sometimes.
yeah, like getting full weeks, but also
I mean, Christmas
Grading
is only 3 weeks
papers.
long. Like
True.
all the
it's
time.
really short this year.
It is, yeah. We get out so early though. Like the last day of finals is like May 1st. Like
Yeah.
I looked at the calendar earlier. It's
Happy
great.
birthday to me.
It's your birthday.
So, what are you guys doing for Thanksgiving?
I'm going to Pennsylvania to visit my familia. It's gonna be interesting. It's nice and cold up there, so being New Yorkers, I'm a Georgian, but my family's New Yorkers. Everyone lives up in New York and Pennsylvania, so that's where we're going.
I've still got family in New York, but they're coming down. So
You might, you might want to be careful because there's going to be like some big storms coming in from the northeast.
Well, I might get
I
stuck.
keep getting like the Weather Channel notifications, like travel headaches, like blah blah blah.
And it would suck to get stuck up there and not be able to come to class next week.
Aw.
Like, I would be so disappointed.
You might not make it back in time to edit the Bobcast.
Oh no!
Big oof.
Big oof. I gotta edit that director's cut anyway.
There's that.
I need to get my laptop back first so I can start editing the things that I need to be editing as well outside of Bobcat Studios.
It's coming, don't worry.
What are
I
you
hope
guys
so.
doing
Frank.
for Thanksgiving?
I'm probably going to my aunt's house. It's kind of a thing we do every year. We were originally going to my other aunt's in Tennessee, but we are not able to drive all the way up there because we don't want to drive all the way up there. But yeah, so we're just going to head down south about a mile. I mean, not a mile, an hour.
A mile an hour? Yeah. I'm going to Atlanta. Nothing too special. Just got some family getting together. It'll be, honestly, like, though, the best Thanksgiving spread I have ever seen in my life. I am pumped. Like, my cousin always goes all out, and it is always so pretty.
Last year, for some reason, my grandmother still surprised herself and messed up the turkey. So then we made like a little family joke. And now we celebrate Sidesgiving, or like we say that we celebrated Sidesgiving because my mom like whipped together another thing of dressing, and I was like, "Hey, this is great because I can eat my weight in dressing." That's a question for everyone. What is your favorite Thanksgiving, or like holiday food? Because mine is hands down dressing. I love this time of year
Can we talk
because.
about, like, multiple ones? Because
Oh yeah. If you want to give a top 3, like feel free to. Yeah.
Let's see. On Christmas, we do our Christmas Eve. We do fish with our family.
Okay.
So bacon wrapped scallops, really good.
Ooh.
Really good.
Okay. That's cool. That's something I haven't really heard before.
Yeah, neither have I. That's
really good.
That's like a good tradition though. That's cool.
My top 3 for Thanksgiving is hands down, in order: dressing, deviled eggs, pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie. Oh yeah. Yeah. I can take all of it. It's so good.
ASMR, pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie.
Sir.
We're going to have to bleep that out.
Frick pumpkin pie.
Heck pumpkin pie.
I would take pecan pie over pumpkin pie, unpopular opinion, probably. But also, my family makes this thing called pineapple casserole. And it sounds really weird, but it is so good.
What goes into it?
It's
Pineapples.
pineapples.
Okay.
It's they're also like you can put cherries on top, and it's a lot of Ritz crackers and like cheese. It sounds really weird, but it's so good.
Oh, that does sound good.
Yeah.
Like a bizarro upside down cake.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I have a family recipe that has been passed down, and it sounds very basic. It's just chocolate chip pie, but it is so good. Like it's so creamy and just it's.
You're such a basic Frank.
I am a basic.
Oh, that's
Call me what you will.
basic.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know what the clean version of is, but
And there you have it.
That's all, folks. So this has been a pretty good episode of the Bobcast, guys.
yeah.
Some nice discussion.
Nice discussion.
Friendly banter.
Friendly banter. Laughs were shared. Smiles were had.
Yeah.
I hope you guys leave a comment. Really want to get our engagement up because you guys didn't listen to me last time.
It's going up, just not very much. So
Got a subscriber today.
Hey, my man,
Like
there we
and
go.
subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Ring that bell. Really helps the channel grow.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, all. We'll catch you guys on the Bobcast next semester. All right. Peace out.
bye.
Bye.